One really good feature that Excel has is the ability to create tables. Tables give the user a very easy and efficient way to organize data. In order to create a table, we need data. Once you have data, you can highlight it all. Then you can either do Control T or you can do Insert Table. This little pop-up box will come in. I'm going to make sure this box is checked to indicate that my table has headers because my table has 3 headers. We'll click OK. The table is now created as this one is blue and white. If I want to change the style up here, I can change it to whatever style I want. Just for fun, I'm going to choose this style right here. Right now I have filters up there and I want to get rid of those, so I'm just going to do Control-Shift-L and that'll get rid of them for me. One really good feature about tables is the ability to create what are called calculated columns. So right here we have a date, January 1st through January 31st, the gas price, and the amount of sales, or the dollar amount of sales for some gas station. But let's say we want to calculate how many gallons they sold. So up here on row 1, I'm just going to put gallons sold. And when I click enter, it'll create another column for me. If I double click right here, it will automatically resize the column for me as well. So right here in the first cell, I'm going to do equal sign to start a formula and do sales, the dollar amount of sales divided by the gas price, and that will get me the gallons sold. If I click on this cell and then this little box in the lower right hand corner, if I double click on that, it'll autofill everything. And as you can see, the formula automatically calculates for each row. Now, one thing that's really good about tables is cut that out. Now, one thing that's really good about tables is if I go down here and I add another row, this formula in column D will update automatically. So let's include February 1st. I go down here, the table automatically creates another row for me, and it put the formula right here. Right now it's giving me an error because it can't divide by 0. So we'll say for whatever reason on February 1st, gas prices jumped up to $4, and this gas station sold $2,000 worth of gas for a total of 500 gallons. Perfect. So whenever we need to add another row, we just go down here, add it, the table will update automatically. Obviously, this is a very simple example, but if you have a large data set where there's a lot of calculated columns, you need to calculate a lot of things, this can be very helpful. It can save a lot of time because it'll just update the formulas automatically. Another really good feature of tables is the ability to add a total row. If you click inside the table, if I click outside of the table, the tab disappears. But if I click inside the table, I get this new tab on the ribbon that says Table Design. Over here, if I click the total row, it will create a row right here. One of the downsides to this, though, is if I try and add another row under it, so let's like February 2nd, it doesn't do it. And if I go right here and add it, then it just changes the name of that. We don't want to do that. So that's one of the downsides of using the total row, but it is very cool for these features that I'm just about to show you. By default, it'll give me the sum of this column here, but I can change it to give me all sorts of things. Average, count numbers, max, min, all sorts of things. We're going to leave it as the sum for now, though. Let's say for this column, we want the average. And then for this column, we want the count. You can do that. That's not a very known feature of the total row, is the ability to total rows other than the last column. For some reason, I have some sort of bug going on where it leaves these filter things. So inside the table, I'm just going to do Control-Shift-L, and then I'll do it one more time, and that'll get rid of them. Another good thing you can do is you can filter the data relatively easily. So up here, I'm going to highlight the header row, and you do Control-Shift-L, and I'm going to get these filter arrows on top of each. Now what's really cool is this total row right here will only do these calculations for the rows that are being shown. So let's say for whatever reason we only want to see, oh, it's showing me 2021 because we have this in here. and it's auto doing this for this date. This sample data I just found on the internet. So let's delete this row. So up here, January 2012. Let's say that for whatever reason I only want the data for January 1st through, we'll do the 7th. So I only want data for the first 7 days. As you can see, these formulas down here automatically calculate just for what's being shown. I can also filter by this column too. Let's say I don't want to see days that it was $2.77 or days when it was $2.80 either. I can go through and I can decide what data I want to see. And then, as I've already said, these formulas will automatically update just to show what is being shown in the table. It doesn't include the information from the hidden rows, which is really neat. If I want to get rid of all the filters, just do Control-Shift-L. It'll get rid of them. It'll bring back all my data, and these will update to show everything in the table.